Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony. And joined with me today in this fabulous new year are the other three New Year's resolution in our podcast. Fellas, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with the now new and improved 2023 Jared.
Armo's checking in. New Year's resolutions. I think we're going to try to get Armos to be less Bloodshard crazy. I think that's what we're going to go for. That's what we're hoping for. You know, he's got to go on a little bit of a diet. He's been a little too thirsty, but, we'll see. How about you, Dan?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Dan. I play Minas Pebblewalker, tiny little Swarmkeeper Ranger of the Ivory Boulders. And Minus's New Year's resolution, which I am totally not thinking up on the spot.
Yes, he is.
Is to feed Reginald less hay. He's been a bit of an enabler, and he needs to be a little more helpful with Reginald's new diet and lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? I know we get a little bit of a love handle, but too close to home, Dan.
Too close to home.
I am Alec. I play Drell of the Ashbourne, and Drell's New Year resolution is as hard as it is for him. I think he has to work on the non-glamour muscles. He's really got to start working on the muscles that matter. Maybe like his core and stuff. Who knows? Probably not going to happen, but we can at least try.
Not if I have anything to do about it.
Minus is the opposite. He's actually working on his glamour muscles because he doesn't have those.
Mine is, totally forgot to say mine. Mine is to curse less.
Good one.
Yeah, because my kid has ears, and I say fudge a lot.
Say a lot of other words too.
I say a lot of other words. Dumb words. So my New Year's resolution as a podcast and in daily life is to just cuss just a little bit less.
Only a little, though.
Only a little.
Love how Tony tells us this is in podcast, and then he just goes with like a real personal.
This is totally a podcast.
Less ball sinkies could have been a good one.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to kill Jack so bad. I don't know why.
Oh, on site.
I wonder why.
You know why.
Well, I guess this is a good segue into the rundown, and this episode's rundown is brought to you by Alec. I believe it's Alec's turn to kick us off in the new year.
Of course it is. You know what? Today, this episode, this is totally, like Dan said, just not off the top of my head. Definitely the Twitter. I will say there's a lot more people following us on Twitter as of recent. It's been really cool. A lot more interaction on there. So yeah, if you're missing out on that, definitely get on it because we share some stuff on there. It's pretty cool. Drell came out with a tier list, by the way, so I'm not going to tell you guys what they are or when they get released, but if you're in the Discord, you already know, and maybe you'll find out if you follow us on Twitter. Who knows?
That's a bold rundown because in the current state of affairs, we don't know if Twitter's going to be around in 2 weeks. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Guess what? We're still there, so we'll be there till it dies.
Till it hits the dust.
Oh, man. Okay. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the recap. Oh, wait. That was the whole last episode, the last episode of 2022. We're going to go ahead and go right into today's session. Bard, play that intro. Let's get on with the show, baby. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is D&D 404. We pick up today's session in ShadowFell. Some time has passed since you arrived in the Fell. Just a few hours ago, the 3 of you were in the midst of battle with a powerful necromancer named Julius Kendrick. During the fight, he lit the Gothic lantern that you now know as the Fell Ogburn. Moments before you were able to lay the final blow on Julius, he was able to slip away. After walking out of the tiny shack, you all start to try to figure out where the 3 of you are. And before you know it, you end up lost. Unable to find the tiny shack that you left the basement from, While walking around for just a few moments, you realize that the distance traveled while exploring was deceptively far. A few hours have passed, and the three of you have found what you deem to be a safe location for a rest. Sitting at a low-lit campfire with a small green flame barely illuminating the area and gives off no heat and no smoke, the three of you feel cold. On top of that, Armos and Drell overhear Minus journaling very loudly.
Anyways, Mom, if worse comes to worse, I think we're gonna have to eat Reginald.
What? You see Reginald is over your shoulder, like, as you're journaling. He's like, well, how are you gonna even send this letter out, man? I don't even know. Wait, what? And he's caught off guard by your statement.
I'm kidding, Reginald. I'm vegetarian. Drell would eat you, not me.
Minus, can you stop journaling for 1 second? We got to figure out what we're doing.
Oh yeah, did you guys find anything, or we unlost yet?
No.
Oh. Oh, okay. I'm almost done with this picture. Just tell me when you find something.
Oh my goodness.
It's a picture of like Reginald over a fire and Drell like getting some forks and knives ready.
Why is that stick really large? I'm not okay. Listen, I don't even
It's
have
a
that
different
much
bunny.
protein
It's a different
in me.
bunny, Reginald.
Oh,
Yeah,
still-
it's totally different, right?
I still think it's
And
kind of
think it
messed up
is.
that you would even eat another bunny. You know.
Again, I would never eat an animal, but I respect people that do. So Drell, if you got to do what you got to do, I understand Reginald's the one that's going first. You know.
So I have some bad news for the group, especially you, Minus.
What are you talking about? Don't say
And
that.
I'm sorry, not sorry, but
It's a new year, new arc. Don't
New
start
year,
off with
new arc.
bad news.
oh, listen, we fall so we may rise again.
Okay.
The problem here is that the three of you are on some sort of a mission when you went into the basement, only carrying the essentials with you. When you went into Shadowfell, some things were left behind, and that includes your cart.
Oh no.
Oh my god, my horse. I didn't tell anybody we were leaving it. Who's gonna feed him?
What was in my cart?
Well, what was in the car from all of you is the question here. And you have all your personal effects, your items, your potions, your gold. I'm not going to steal that from you. But what your cart did have was all non-personal, but survival items like rations, tents, blankets, things that you would use to camp with and just live like everyday life. Some tools, like you guys still have your kits as far as your you have on your character, like a Brewster set.
I still got my mom's cookies. Thank goodness.
Those rotting cookies.
Armos, please
No,
tell
these
me
are the
you
good
have
ones.
all your money. Please tell me you have all your money.
No, weird. I feel around, I feel my money, and I'm like, oh, nope, it's not. I think I
Fuck.
might be broke.
We are so screwed. We are so screwed.
Quick question. Who is holding the bag of blood shards?
That's me.
Oh, I
Okay.
can. I definitely can. Wait,
It's-
no.
Bro,
New
you're
Year's
holding it,
resolution.
so-
New Year's resolution.
So I just want to remind you that the bag of holding is about the size of like a small backpack. So you kept it on you knowing how personal it was, but this is something that like when you're resting, you put down. You still have it.
Yeah.
Just want to
I
make
put it.
it's
I put
a sizable bag is the point I'm trying to make.
I put it in my pants.
So is it in your pants right now?
No. When we're sleeping, so Armos can't touch it.
Okay. But you're not sleeping right now, so you just have it like at your side. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So in addition, in the past few hours, your normal survival tricks have failed. You have no idea where north, south, east, or west are. In any direction that you face, the second you blink, the massive moon that overshadows Shadowfell is always in front of you. If you look away from it and blink, it appears in front of you. There is no wind. It is very cold. It feels like winter. However, you don't see any warmth from your breath here. From where you're standing, you can also see familiar landmarks, but can't properly judge the distance to them. And that is because after walking around for a while, you get that this is the nature of Shadowfell, where distance traveled isn't the same. You walk 10 feet, you look behind you, and you feel like you walked a mile.
It looks like we walked a mile, or It feels like we were walking.
It looks like you walked a mile.
Oh, okay.
So you're at this campsite, and there's a bunch of broken stones that are like in the ground that look like to be old tombstones. The rocks are jagged. The trees have no leaves on them. They're twisted and distorted. And the three of you are sitting on broken logs around a campfire.
About this moon, does it change? Does it go from like full moon to like not full moon?
It is always a full moon. From the time you spend here, you haven't noticed any changes to it. However, it's always in the direction that you're walking.
And how does Drell feel
in regards to
the full moon?
Yeah. Is he feeling a little cheesy?
Well, that's an interesting question, and I am glad you asked.
Oh, God.
As you stare at the moon, only in times where the three of you are not talking is when it feels truly unsettling to you. You feel your blood boil a little bit, but you don't have these urges to feast on cheese just yet.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
If you look at the battle map, you will see the three of you are at a campsite.
While we're sitting there, while Menace is over there journaling, me and Drell are probably talking about the green flame here, trying to figure it out. Can we try to light our lanterns with this, or does it have like no effect?
So when you try to light anything, you do get sparks by using traditional means.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you make a spark, it illuminates green. The Gothic lantern that you have, also known as the Fell Ogburn, does not light, as it does require a special oil that you do not have.
Well, we gotta find this oil, because it feels like this is the key home, but where do we start? And I kind of just look around the vastness as I blink and see the moon moving around.
So you're on your own log by yourself, and Reginald is sitting next to you. Go, like oddly shivering. What is this feeling, Arbos? And he's like cold. He looks cold, but he's never been cold before. He's like, this is weird. This is weird. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you look around the vast land.
Is that for everybody or just Armos?
Yeah, I mean, Menace, as you finish journaling, you can also make a perception check. Why don't you guys make you a group perception check?
Oh, I got a 6. Oh my God.
All right, I'm done with my drawing. Here, Joel, you can keep this. Hand him the drawing of him eating Reginald.
That's first nat 20 of the new arc. You
Wow.
want to take that?
Hey.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. I started arc 2 with a nat 20. You started this arc with a nat 20. Armos next arc, his first roll is going
You
to be...
know what? I'll get there sometime.
I'm just telling you. Got 16.
Almost, you look around and you just see a bunch of dead trees, broken rock, craggy grass. You cannot make heads or tails of where you are. You don't know if it's day or night. You don't know if there is even a night cycle or day cycle here. You have not been more lost in your entire life.
I mean, I woke up one day not knowing anything.
That
so.
is true, but you do have your bearings back. Yeah.
Pretty sure I've been more lost before, but...
Menace, you take this picture out of your journal. You go to hand it to Drell. And Drell goes to look at you. And you feel a shuffling at your feet.
Sid?
And Sid is on your shoulder when you call out his name.
Sid Jr.?
As you feel the shuffling at your feet, so when you guys came here, you put your bags down to relax, and in between you and Drell was or is the bag of holding. As you feel the shuffling of your feet, you look down and the bag of holding is open, but something is sticking out of it. You see the top of a head with empty eye sockets, with no nose sticking out, with loose hair shading over its face, with a low hum growl. Ugh. Its loose, balding hair barely hides its thin, fragile flesh face with red, glowing eye sockets. Drell, with a nat 20, you also notice this face looking at both of you, looking up from the bag. Joel, with a nat 20 on your perception, I'm going to allow you to make a reaction.
Stab it. Nice.
Ooh, stab it.
Menace. I'm not seeing this right.
The bag man. My mom warned me of the bag man. I thought it was a fairy tale.
What the fuck is the bagman, man? And then I'm just gonna try to kick it over.
You go ahead and kick the bag. Go ahead and make me.
No, I try to kick his face.
Oh, you want to kick his face? Go ahead and roll to hit.
That is a 13.
You go to kick the bag. As you miss, as the bag rolls to the side in between Menace's legs and looks up at him. And a large, protruding arm comes from the bag, towers over Menace, and just barely over Drell, and is going to come straight down on Menace.
Tall.
Help!
This guy's really tall.
As he drops down with an 11 to hit, barely missing, as Menace, you roll back from the log in shocking fear. You are able to roll up to your feet as he cuts the log you were sitting on in half. I'm going to need everybody to roll me initiative.
It's an 18.
15.
23.
You got a 7. We're going to start the top of the round with initiative 23. Menace, you have just rolled backwards onto your feet as this large, thin, fleshy claw slams down, cutting your seat in half. Its arm is still out of the bag onto the floor as it penetrated the stone ground in front of you, as it starts to drag closer back to the bag, leaving large scratch marks in the ground. What are you doing?
Well, the first thing Menace does is he screams, "Mom, I'm sorry. Yeah, I lied to you. I did sneak out that night. I knew this day would come. The bagman's after me." I get up and the first thing I do is I pull out my Mace of Disruption and my Javelin.
Oh, you're dual wielding.
I'm dual wielding. And for those of you that say, A, you can't dual wield those things, I took a feat, so screw you, I can dual wield those things. The feat I took when I leveled up is a pretty awesome feat called, you guessed it, dual wielder. And now I can dual wield things I couldn't before, as long as they're one hand.
That's pretty rad, Menace. That's pretty rad.
I don't have time to talk about rad things. He's still screaming.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty rad.
Thanks, so. And all right, I just start dual wielding, just running at this thing with my javelin.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna take 2 attacks right off the bat with my javelin. That's a 15 and a 29.
As you slash with your javelin, it evades the first strike. It senses as it saw you coming, but you get it with the second attack.
Awesome. So I hit that with 7, not great, and then go for an attack with my offhand Mace of Disruption, and that's gonna be a 10. So luckily I do mark it as my favorite foe because I'm freaking out and this is the only thing I can focus on at the moment. So I'm gonna use 1 mark of my favorite foe trait. And I'm also going to do extra melee damage with my swarm. With my swarm and the favored foe, I do another 6 points of damage. That ends my turn.
As you stab him with the javelin, you see all the Sids panicking just like you. And they start slapping the arm as the arm begins to retract into the bag. We're going to move to initiative 18, Drell. Drell, as we move to your initiative, you have just seen this large, shocking hand come out and try to attack Menace, and it moved out of the way while it was in the bag when you tried to kick it. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna grab him by the neck and try to pull him out of the bag.
You walk over to the bag. As you attempt to grapple this thing, I'm gonna need you.
This could be very good or very bad.
Go ahead and make me a contested strength check.
That's an 8.
No.
It rolled a 22. As you reach down into the bag, you open the top of it, and you see this thing's massive head with elongated jaw, with rows of teeth, with long, scraggly arms, with its flesh is tight to its bone, just full of muscle and sinew, rotting at the base. And it grapples you as you reach your arm in, and he pulls you into the bag.
What?
We're going to move to initiative 15.
Oh
Almost.
my
You
God.
just seen this large hand come out of the bag, Freddy Krueger style, to swipe at Menace, and Drell ran over, and it pulled him in. Armos,
Guys,
what are you doing?
guys, I'm in the bag.
Drow must have snuck out too. Oh God.
So wait a minute. Can I see the head still, or is the arm?
You don't. You just seen Drell's boots go in and go, whoop, and it's still open, and you see the glow of like the blood shards that's inside. But that's all you see from your position as you're sitting on this log.
I want to go in the bag. This is bullshit.
You're not allowed in the bag. Cool kids only.
Okay, so I can't attack anything because there's nothing to hit, right?
There is a bag of holding in front of you.
Oh my goodness.
An open bag of holding in front of you.
Uh-huh. Do we know if it's our bag of holding?
Oh,
it's ours, right?
Yeah, I mean, you recognize it as your bag of
Yeah.
holding. Yeah.
God. It's bad.
Guys, I'm in the bag.
Armos, what are you doing?
I don't really have anything that I can think of to help in this situation without being able to see it. I don't know.
You have counterspell. Do you have counter grapple? Help out, Armos.
Yeah, Armos, come on, man.
Okay, wait. So what is it when I ready an action, then I can go like after the guy? How do I go after the guy?
When you
What is that
ready an
called?
action, you're preparing this turn's reaction as a main action. So if he were to pop up, if he were to come into your view,
Mhm.
you can immediately do an attack as a reaction, but you use like your normal action.
Gotcha.
Guys, help. I'm in the bag.
Okay, I'm just gonna move behind some rocks that are nearby, or a tree, whatever's there. Use it as cover.
So the closest thing to you, there's like a giant broken rock formation to your right. It's
Okay.
kind of like covering the flame a little bit. You can hide behind that if you like.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna move there, and then I'm gonna ready an action.
Armos, why'd you move so far away from the bag?
Whoa, where we going? The bag's over there. Ooh, the blood shards. What are you doing?
I'm in the bag.
Okay, so I see the rock. I see Drell get sucked in there. Doing strategics. Strategery. I'm gonna get behind this rock over here and wait for it to pop back up before I can start blasting.
New year, new Armos. Am I right?
Exactly, right? Right?
The tone shifts as we move to the next initiative. Drell, you took one look at this fleshy, sinewy creature as you are pulled in, realizing this thing's massive strength, deceptively tough, as it pulled you in with ease. You fall into the bag as the environment around you. You look up as you're falling, and the dark night sky becomes smaller and smaller as you are in a void of darkness with no light. And you fall and fall until you land on a pile of blood shards. The very blood shards you have been collecting.
Okay, well, he didn't pull me in with ease. All right, let's just get that straight.
He
It was
pulled you in
pretty
with ease.
contested. It was pretty contested.
You land on this pile of blood shards that seems mountainous to you. And you look up and you can see the top of the bag is open, but there is no light other than the shards illuminating at your feet. As you grip your axe, you realize that there's no air. You are currently holding your breath. You see this large, thin creature with flesh tight to its muscles and skin. Its long jaw with rows of teeth and its hair loosely covering its face. This thing is about 15 feet tall, glowing red eyes as it stares at you on top of this blood shard mountain.
Okay, dude, how the fuck did you even get in my bag?
And it lunges at you. It is going to make a series of attacks.
I think I'm great at dodging.
It swipes at you twice with its large claws as they both miss as you evade out of the way. And when you turn to look around to smile and grin, it bites down at you, dealing 7 points of damage, and now has you grappled.
Okay, wait. So I can't. Okay, so wait. Off the first 2 attacks, I want to spend it before he bites me. I want to spend a superiority die and attack him back.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
All right, come on, Drill. You fucked this up earlier. Fuck. That's a 14.
You go to try to strike back, and as you swing with your axe, its claw just slaps it out of the way, and he lunges at you with a bite, dealing 7 points of damage. You are now grappled by this thing, as after it beat you, it's now holding onto your arms, and this thing feels very strong, Drill. We're gonna go ahead and move to the end of the round, and all the way back up to Minas.
Wait, to me.
Well,
right?
No, because you already took your
monster,
turn,
right?
but you don't see this thing. It is still in the bag.
So I can't make a reaction,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, because it didn't come into your line of sight, so you can't take that action.
Okay.
Jarrell, as you are grappled by this monstrosity, the camera angle zooms from the bag and from the perspective of Minas, and you just watched your biggest, largest friend get dragged in to a bag that you thought can only hold items. Minas, what are you doing?
All right. I see my friend get pulled into the bag. I look over at Armos. I go, Armos, it's gonna be okay. And I jump into the bag.
Oh my.
After Drell.
Yes.
My hands went from a ready position to start casting some spells to just dropping my hands and just shaking my head.
That is what I'm talking about. That's fucking commitment.
I'm coming, Drell. What? So that's my movement.
I will say we just left the one guy who loves blood shards way too much. The only guy outside the bag of blood shards. But that's okay.
I'm pulling my hair. I'm pulling my hair at that. I love this fight, and yet you still did something unpredictable. I don't even... Minas, you run and charge into the bag, which is going to take up your movement for this turn. As you run and jump in, as you dive into the pile of blood shards, but then suddenly the pile of blood shards seem farther away as you fall, and the opening for the bag becomes smaller and smaller. The night sky blends into the blackness of its environment. You realize there is no air as you take one final breath and hold it in. And you drop down onto this massive pile of blood shards. It seems a lot larger from this perspective, and on top of the Bloodshard Hill is a large creature towering over Drell, holding him in place with its large limbs.
Do I just like land on the blood shards and kind of get up? Is that?
Yeah, you land and get up. That's your whole movement.
All right, Drell. And I'm speaking with my vocal cord shut. That hurt my...
He's playing it up really well. He's playing it up really well.
It's too real. Ugh. And I just close my vocal cords. I'm like, Drell, you're gonna be okay. And I cast Bless on him and I.
Question: what is the component for Bless?
Vocal.
So you're not casting Bless.
But you can still do that with your.
You can talk
vocals
without
closed.
breathing, like in and out.
I can talk like this without breathing.
Are they in space or are they just no air?
There is no air. The place is void of air specifically. So you're holding
so
your
then
breath, but
you
there is no
wouldn't-
air.
I can literally talk without breathing. Jared, who the fuck side are you on?
So run me through the mechanics of this, just so I'm.
So I am
fully
working
understanding.
off the cuff here.
Yeah.
Because, the bag of holding is magical and being interpreted in many different ways. The place is void of air, but because you went in with held breath, you have a few rounds to hold your breath. So you hold your breath for 30 seconds normally, and then you make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can hold your breath equal to your Constitution modifier. That's how I rule it. Okay?
Okay.
So if you have +2 to your Constitution, you can hold your breath for an additional 2 rounds before that's it. Okay? That's how it's gonna run.
Yeah,
But because you are saying bless, and it's like, so you jump in and you're like, whoop, and then you cast bless, you're like, praise the Lord, and you're like just trying to say it as fast as possible. So you're going to lose a round of holding your breath. Actually, we'll rule it like that. You're gonna lose one
That's
round.
Cool. That's awesome. but terrible for me. But
What's your
cool as a
Constitution
roll.
modifier?
My Constitution modifier is 3 plus 3.
Okay, so you're going to lose. So you have +2 when it comes to holding your breath. So you get to hold your breath for 30 seconds, plus 2 rounds.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, go ahead and cast Bless.
Yeah. So what that means, Drell, is every time you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you get +4.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And that's gonna end my turn. That's all I can do.
You jump down, you land on this pile of blood shards, and you're like, Malor, grab me your ore, and you try to get like using as little breath as possible, and you bless Drell. Drell, you are invigorated with this bless, but you are grappled at the moment, but you feel this sudden inspiration from your friend who dived into the bag after you. It is your initiative. What are you doing?
So to get out of this, what would I have to make?
You need to make a contested strength check.
All right. I'll go ahead and make one of these contested strength checks you talk about. I want to summon my alchemy jug and summon a quart of oil and coat myself in it like baby oil and try to worm my way out to help me get, some sort of advantage from this grapple check.
Oh my god.
I mean, come on, dude. I use it for my glamour muscles all the time. It's perfect oil.
You can take out your alchemy jug and pour baby oil all over yourself. I will absolutely allow
This
it.
is what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, so my first roll, +4, so that's an 18.
As he tries to dig his nails deeper, he's like, he can't get a hold of you as his arms are sliding up and down your muscles. And he's like, and he
Don't grab me
loosen
there.
from his grip.
Okay. And then I'm going to take I really don't want to burn it this early, but can't really hold my breath for that much longer. So now that I'm free, I'm gonna go ahead and take my axe and I'm going to fucking hit him with it. Oh my god, dude, these rolls suck. Is a 17?
That is going to connect.
Oh,
Here we go.
thank goodness.
Finally. That is a 13 damage on the first one.
Okay, what else you doing?
And the next one is a 26 to hit.
That is gonna hit.
And that's another 15 damage.
2 devastating hits. What else are you doing?
Then I flutter my coat.
You deliver 2 deadly attacks as you slip free, covered in baby oil, as it's looking at its hands, confused, dealing quite a lot of damage as you rip through its body. As you slip out of its grasp, we slip into Armos's initiative. Armos, you are in Shadowfell, looking at this bag, and you notice something as Minis jumped in before your very eyes, and you and Reginald just do like a double take to each other, like, so I guess this is a win, right? Because now we have the bag now. I mean, we can just, you know what I'm saying? And then you notice when you look back from Reginald into the bag, you notice that the bag is tearing at the seam.
Okay. So, still shaking my head after seeing what just happened and seeing the bag rip, I run over to the bag and I pick it up and try to dump it out.
Absolutely. You pick up the bag and you flip it out. And all these blood shards and Minis and Drell. The 2 of you are like, oh, what's going on? And it begins to pour out. All these blood shards. And the hole that you guys came in becomes bigger and bigger and bigger as the 2 of you are flipped onto your heads, onto the floor, falling in reverse, if you will, and land out onto the Shadowfell grass. Shards are dispersed along the floor as the 2 of you are prone, able to breathe once again.
I wasn't done beating his ass. Put us back in there.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second, though.
So that's my move and my action, right?
Yes.
For my bonus action, I'm gonna do Hellish Rebuke, and I'm gonna just look at him. I'm gonna be like, "Now it's my turn."
You could if you saw him. He was
I don't
not
see him.
empty from the bag. Only Minis and Drell and all these blood shards you've been stacking up have poured out.
No.
You look back in the bag to be like, where is he? and as you go to look in the bag, you see this face just pressed up against it with its red eyes and long jaw, and it fades into the darkness, into the void of the bag.
I close the bag.
You cinch it up,
Yeah.
and you are out of combat. You have all these blood shards on the floor in front of you.
Okay, well, let me back in there.
Here's a second. We're going right back in. You see Menace tying his rope to a rock around a boulder and to his waist. Are you with me, Drell?
Yeah, throw me back in there. Jesus. Come on.
Reginald is eyeing all of these blood shards on the floor, drooling.
Armos as well.
I think...
You know, the guy can wait, guys. I hand the guys the bag. And I'm like, here, you guys hold this.
Yeah.
I could I'll stay here. keep a lookout.
Reginald has a look on his face as he's biting his lower lip and looking at Armos like, I think we had ourselves a little reward. What do you say, Armos?
I think we're gonna go with no. Remember that big ass boulder you guys fucking absorbed? That's your reward for about a month.
Oh, come on, man. We can just have one, right? I mean, one is within our limit, right? Right, Armos?
I see one by my foot, and I just put my foot like starting to hide one.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, yeah. Guys, you didn't hear this.
Well, this would go against my perception, right?
19.
Because I'm literally talking to him.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm distracting you with my sleight of hand. Talking with my hands.
Fuck, I only got a 7. All right.
I wink at Reginald.
What's that over there?
He wakes back.
You see Menace is tied to a rock to his waist. Ready to go again.
Like we gotta get this guy out of our fucking bag.
What are you guys doing?
We're going back in the bag. What do you mean? What are we doing? We're getting
All
back
right,
in there.
Drell, do we take turns or do we just
All right,
both go?
This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tie a rope to you. You tie a rope to that rock.
Already done. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Can the bag light on fire from the inside?
Oh, that's a good question.
Give me an Arcana check.
Get to re-roll a 1 at least.
Fuck, dude, I got a -1 to Arcana too.
An unnatural 1 after a natural 1.
Fire burn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I mean, we could just
Right.
light it on fire and.
No. We don't want to burn the outside of the bag. Armos, this is what we're going to do. We're going to tie you to a rope. Okay? We're going to drop you in the bag.
You see
Then
3
Menace-
other ropes are already tied to the rock, and Menace is like ready.
I think I'd rather just stay out here. You know,
No.
So the 3 of you are tied to a rock, and you open the bag. It is completely dark and blackened. It is empty. There's nothing inside.
nothing that we can see. It's just pitch black, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
we're gonna go in there just in case, right, Drell?
Yeah, just to check. Yeah.
All right, I'm jumping in. 3, 2, 1, cannonball! He goes back in.
You jump into the bag, and Menace, how much do you weigh?
We're getting punished right now. You hear this? We're getting punished for jumping into the bag.
How much do I weigh? Probably like 100 pounds.
So we're gonna say with your armor and everything and your equipment that you're carrying with, we're gonna say about 160 pounds. That's with your gear and
60?
everything. Yeah, I mean weapons are heavy, bro.
I guess.
Heavy, man.
I mean, have you seen your big ass head? I mean,
Yeah, you have
My horns,
you
man.
have 2 one-handed weapons, right?
Yeah, I got him out.
As you jump inside, you feel yourself falling and then suddenly floating as you are the only thing around you.
And
Zoom out of the bag and you just watch Menace jump in. What are you two doing?
All right. Armos, you go in next, and I'll stay out here and look out.
you know,
I'll be a lookout.
ugh.
Come on, just go in there and help him. Come on, you didn't jump in the first time. He probably feels alone. Just get in there.
Nah, I'm good. I take a look in the bag, and since I have like dark vision, can I see anything?
With your knowledge, you know that this bag, you're not looking into darkness, you're looking into the astral plane.
Yeah.
This is a pocket dimension of the astral plane that you know, and with your understanding of Arcana, that anything is placed inside, you could just pull out like as you think it. So if it was like a whole armory in there, you're able to pull out exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So why can't I just think of that creepy looking face guy and just pull him out?
Well, he's not in there.
He was just in my bag.
He was just in
Saw
the bag.
him.
So he just jumps bag to bag. Because he's the bag man.
Oh my god. It's Jack Skeleton trying to steal our shit.
Trying to steal Christmas.
All right, fine. All right, I pull Menace out.
You pull Menace out, and Menace, you go, oh!
Did you see him in there, Menace?
I didn't see him anywhere.
All right.
I didn't see anything.
All right, well, Armos, you stand over there by that big rock. Menace, you help me pick up every single one of these blood shards and put it back in the bag.
Okay, I'm just gonna tie myself real quick. All right.
I quickly start to help, but I lean down to pick up one and then pick up the other one underneath my foot and stick it in my pocket.
We have the exact amount, right? Menace, pull out your journal. We'll count every single one of them.
Yeah, so we got, wait, we're missing one.
So you count 245 blood shards that are on the floor.
45, wow.
245. Armos, you have one under your boot.
No. I just said when you were. Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, Armos, we're missing one. We literally cannot leave here until we find it.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that.
What do you mean we wouldn't know?
You wouldn't know that.
We never counted them.
That's one of the things I did during my off time at the farms. No, all right, fine. Armo's gonna have his one blood shard. I don't care. All right.
Chop one up for the.
I guess can we kind of just look around and see if anything in the area has changed?
Nothing in the area has changed.
So we're putting the blood shards back in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying? And we're just gonna act like that dude's just gone, right?
What do you want to do, Armos? We don't know where he went.
Hey, I'm just trying to get.
You didn't want to get in the bag. And
so,
now,
Menace, you're trying to understand what's going on, and as Armos and Jarell are like almost bickering about what they should do, you know this fairy tale, that this story your mom used to tell you, that if you lied or did bad things, the evil boogeyman, this bag man, will eat you in your sleep.
Menace. Wait, you said you knew what this is. What's the? Tell me the story.
Well, the story my mom told me is that if you're a bad little minotaur and you do anything naughty like sneaking out after dark or stealing people's lunches or fighting your friends when you're not supposed to, then a bag man would pop out of your backpack or your sack or something and grab you in the night. That's what I was told.
But we haven't done anything bad.
Yeah, we've done nothing bad. And then Menace thinks back to one time where he snuck out late to go like collect flowers in the woods. Yeah, I've never done anything bad.
I've literally not done a single bad thing in my life.
Wait, Drell, do you think it was Armos? He damned all those people with those blood shards.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Whoa.
He damned all those souls. That's definitely it. That's no.
First off.
Good job, Menace. And Drell's like waving his finger. Yep. That's definitely
yeah, that must be it, right?
It couldn't be us at all.
I swear, I've done nothing bad. I promise.
So, like, you guys want to just walk, or I don't know where the fuck we are.
So we're just putting them back in there. Is that what you're?
Yeah. Should we just like
decision?
Throw these back in here? The bagman's gone.
Yeah. Let's just toss them back in.
All right. Cool. A minute opens the bag.
I can help with those. Hang on. Here. Let me.
Yeah, we can help with those. So the three of you gather up the blood shards and you put all 245 back into the bag of holding. You do notice that while you're gathering the blood shards, that at the seam seems to be tearing a little now.
Oh, jeez. Is it on the bottom or is it more on the side?
It's more on the side.
Oh man, let me try something. Malor, grant me your aura. And I cast Mending on the bag. Does that do anything?
Ooh. Does mending affect
Nice.
magical items?
Yes.
And it does.
The spell repairs a single break or tear on an object you touch.
You see, through Melora's power, that it begins to mend. But you notice that the job is shoddy. It doesn't fix like it normally does. You notice that the connection in ShadowFell to Melora is a bit distant.
You see Drell sadly turn back around with thread and needle in his hands. Oh, okay. It's cool. It's cool.
Wait, what was that, Drell? As Minas looks around.
So, like, where do you guys want to go from here?
Does Drell have it like behind his back now?
He's like definitely tearing up a little bit. Oh, fuck.
That's amazing. Sid, are you feeling okay?
And he nods his head.
I rubbed your head and I didn't get as much energy as I usually do.
He tries to rub his feet like static electricity.
All right, well, hopefully that is not ominous or foreshadowing in the slightest.
You see his like little rock arm falls off, and he goes, meh, and he puts it back on.
Does that normally happen? I swear I've seen you do that before.
And he nods his whole body, yes.
I'll ignore it for now. All right. Do we see any, like, I know we're in a different land, but do we see any structures that are familiar at all in the distance?
So you do recognize the mountains around you. Like, you notice that as you walked, you did see the mountains that overlooked the giant's footbath. That looked familiar towards you. That looked familiar to you. That was the direction that you originally started off with. And then once you started to turn around to see where you went, that's when you've become lost within the shadow. But when you're walking, it's something is tricking you. You feel like your eyes are playing tricks on you.
I mean, I got lots of tricks up my sleeve, guys, but I don't think I have anything that'll help me out of this mess.
What if we look at that map? Because we need to get that oil in order to get out of this place. So if we look at that map, maybe it helps us if we can go to those locations. I don't know. Stretch of an idea.
Yeah, when we look at the map, do we see any locations that look similar to the locations of importance on our map?
You do notice like the grand landscapes. So as you look around to try to get your bearings, you do see the mountains overlooking the giant footpath, like way in the distance. You don't actually see the giant's footpath. So that's the only point of reference you really have. But right now, you're kind of lost in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe we go towards the Sidget College. I don't know what to do, Drell. I'm panicking. I got absolutely nothing.
Reginald chimes in and, I mean, I guess we could walk towards the mountains. I mean, that seems kind of familiar. I mean, don't we need to get a reward for fighting that, necromancer guy? You know, the guy that had the giant bone snake? I mean, I was there. I should get some food, right? Like, you know, a hand. All right, I don't know if you noticed.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, we'll take the other stuff. You can grab a hand. That's fine.
Yeah, you know, something like a munch on, you know, a leg.
Yeah, just to let you know, Reginald, I realized I need to respect your new lifestyle more, and you've been trying real hard to eat less hay, so I'm gonna stop enabling you, and I'll keep my hay to myself as much as I want to help you out.
You don't need to do that.
No, it's fine. I understand now. You said you want to do this,
adventures,
and I'm gonna
adventures. I get it.
I'm gonna help you out, man. I'm gonna help you out.
It's cool. I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. So the three of you pack up your things and you look at this map and you're trying to find a direction, and you just seem to be getting more and more lost. You think you found your bearings, and then boom, you look up from the map and the giant moon in the shadowy sky blocks your vision. It seems to always be in a spot where it's most inconvenient to you as you're trying to get your bearings. This moon is high in the sky and just in the way. And as you walk, about an hour passes, and then you feel the ground shaking around you. After the three of you try to find your bearings, you hear some loud thuds. They sound like big footsteps bumping along. Over a small ridge, you see a large creature around 18 to 20 feet tall, holding a large burlap sack. And he is slowly walking in the direction that is away from you. You notice that he's walking of what loosely looks like a road. After a few paces, you see him put down the large burlap sack. He looks to his left. He goes, "Ah!" in a low, deep voice. From his bag, he pulls out a giant twisted club that looks to be broken off of a big tree and loudly sneaks in a direction, leaving this giant bag behind him. And he goes, "I'm gonna get one." And as he turns, you see his side profile. And he is a large man. He is, Drell, you notice him, that he looks like a very pale version of a hill giant. Long, flowy hair. As he's trying to sneak along through the broken grass and trees, as he leaves the road, and there's a burlap sack, very large bag in the road, as he easily steps over a hill and walks out of sight. And you overhear, "Ah, it looks like another silk," as he thumps away.
All right, Menace, I think you should go look and see what's in that sack.
Okay, I'm on it. And he just rolls away without thinking. Menace is feeling very connected with Drell right now. They just experienced something crazy in a bag. So he's all about bags and camaraderie.
Yeah.
Menace starts sneaking towards the bag, I suppose.
You start sneaking towards the bag as you find yourself on this very loose dirt road. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
29.
You get to the bag with ease, and this bag is towering over you. It's like a small cottage the size of this bag, and its opening is all the way at the top. It's like tied together with rope, and it like kind of leans over so slightly, but you will need to climb the bag to look at what's inside of it.
Yeah, before climbing the bag, Menace looks over. He double points at his crewmates. He kind of like does all these weird hand signals of like birds and scratches and climbing, and then just gives them a thumbs up.
Yep. Totally understood.
Starts climbing up the bag.
Give me a acrobatics check as you climb this bag.
Word. So I got a 6.
There it is.
You step on, and the bag is not sturdy, and you feel like there's something squishy inside the bag, and you fall over, and the bag like falls on top of you, and some of Drell and Armos, you see like this bluish goop fall out of the bag, and like some dead carcasses of animals you are not familiar with. Menace, you are underneath the bag covered in this blue goop.
Oh my god, that's so gross. Drell goes over and like throws up on the side. It would really suck to be covered in all of that.
He's like wiping his face.
Yeah, Menace is trying very hard not to throw up and ruin all the stealth he just did. He's just like...
You dust yourself off, and you try to like, you get all the goop out of your face and mouth, and you look inside this bag, and this thing is filled to the brim with what looks like a very weird deer or elk. It doesn't look normal. Like on its head is like 2 mouths with distorted antlers. Like some of them only have 1 eye. Like it was born that way. Look like very rotten dead carcasses. There's also a ton of crooked lumber. It looks like a bunch of branches and large logs from the trees. It looks like it's from the trees around you, and you do see this small bag kind of at your feet now, and it looks like a tiny coin purse, and you do hear something inside of it as it jiggles. Like when you go to pick it up, you hear the sounds of coins.
I look down at the bag. I look at Sid. I look down at the bag. I look over at the giant. I look down the bag. I go, Sid, run. And I grab the bag and run away.
You grab the bag and you're running, and you hear in the distance, gotcha, boom, and the ground rumbles as he swings his giant tree mace, and you hear, and he just hit like some animal.
Oh god, go Sid, run,
And you run back.
Oh, fuck.
While he's distracted.
Back up against the log or the tree work.
Wait minutes, just stand like a few feet away, man. You kind of smell. But
yeah.
Tell us what you saw.
Oh my gosh. There were these animals. Weird animals I'd never seen. Yeah.
And Sid throws up pebbles.
And I swallow my throw up. It was disgusting. Hold on, I got something. And I open the small bag and look in.
You notice that there's 4 coins inside of them. The coins look exactly like the ones you found in Julius's office. They look like silver coins, but it's not made out of silver. When you examine the coins, they're made of a material that none of you are familiar with, and it has the etching of a raven on it.
And there are only 4?
There are only 4 of them.
Wait, didn't we find these before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a bag of them.
Yeah, Menace tosses the coins over to Armos and throws the bag aside. There's nothing else in there, right?
So we have 318 total of these.
322.
Yeah.
318 plus 4.
322 raven coins.
I toss the bag aside. Wait, is it a nice coin purse?
It just looks like a really small burlap sack.
Yeah, I toss it aside. If it was nicer than mine, I would have taken it, you know.
You know, there's too many
That's
damn
theft.
bags.
It's literally theft, Menace.
If we get the bag man to come after us, Menace, this is
Yeah,
what we're,
that's how
this
we
is
get the
why.
bag man to come back, Menace. You want that?
Remember that story we just had? That no one learned their lesson.
Oh, wait, you're right. Give me the coins back. And he starts reaching into Armos's pocket for the coins.
Yeah, wait, Armos, you pulled out your coin bag. I thought you said you lost it.
Oh, no.
That's
No.
good to know.
These are the
that you
raven
have,
coins.
No, it's good
I'm
to
saying
know you
gold.
have your actual.
Thump, bang, crack as this
Uh-oh.
giant begins to come back into view, and he is dragging another one of these deformed deer. As he's going back to his burlap sack, he's like, I got me another Zelk. Food. And he goes back to his bag, and he knows, like, oh, why did you leave my bag like this? Wait a minute. Who was here? And he opens the bag. And he's looking in. He goes, okay. Branch, stick, Zelk,
Oh, no.
one-eyed Zelk, two-eyed Zelk.
Are we gonna listen? How this guy just listen to this guy fucking talk?
Yeah, let's sneak away while he does this.
All right, guys, come on, let's go.
Okay. All right, everything looks like it's here. And he takes the dead Zelk that he just beat to death, and he throws it in a bag, and he cinches it. I guess I was just in a hurry. I better get back to town. And he puts his club away, and he tosses the burlap sack over his shoulder and begins to walk away. And like, do 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 do.
Oh my god. I'm gonna kill him. Which way is he
Town.
going?
Wait, we're gonna
Yeah,
follow him,
town.
right? He said town.
Yes. Yep.
We need to find
Yes.
any kind of information.
Okay, but can we please tail back far enough we don't have to listen to him fucking sing?
You see in the distance that he jumps and clicks his heels together?
Oh my god.
Click. Boom.
Drill slowly pulls out his giant slayer. I can
Wait.
shut him up.
Doesn't Menace have like a eagle of some sort that could fly and track this guy
Shut
down?
the
or
fuck
something?
up. We're far enough back. We don't hear him anymore.
We're just gonna loop Tony doing that during all of our conversations as we
Oh, yeah.
follow this damn giant.
I knew what he was doing.
So I can summon a beast, but I can't see through its
okay,
eyes or
okay.
anything.
Gotcha.
What are the three of you doing?
Tailing him.
We're tailing him. I thought.
We
Sit
tried
down.
to tell you that, but you couldn't fucking hear us because you're fucking singing.
You
the whole
guys
time.
were discussing.
Menace has a cot in his head now, and you do hear Menace humming like.
Stop that right now.
What? It's catchy. It's catchy.
You see Sid's mimicking it. Red's like, oh, she kind of like.
Oh my God.
I'm muting my Discord. You guys tell me when you guys are done.
I'm Mage Hand and Chuck Reginald.
And then as you guys
Wait.
have to tail him, the giant comes back and
Oh my God.
he hand bones a little bit.
This is the worst. I have my headphones out.
Some time passes as you begin to tail him. I need everyone to make me a community stealth check.
A community stealth check. Ooh.
Over this guy singing, you're trying to say that he has a damn chance of hearing us?
I get to reroll that.
7.
That's another nat fucking 20.
I got an unnatural 26. If that helps. I
It
don't know if
does
that'll
help as the three of you are tailing behind this giant on this loose road, and you can see that the road is like holding up as you're walking.
As we're going real quick, I do look over at Drell. I notice he's been a lot quieter without all that clanking armor. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh hey Drell, you seem really light on your feet.
Yeah. It's my jacket. Yeah, it's pretty
Wow.
sick.
I mean, I thought I was a stealthy guy.
Yeah.
I gotta follow your lead, man. You go ahead, take the lead.
And I run as fast as I can, like Naruto, and I fucking have my arms tucked behind me, and I sprint down the trail.
But like a shadow.
You follow the broken dirt path as the begins to fade and subside as you come over a hill, and the giant is no longer in your view. Some time passes, and your feet begin to hurt as you're walking on this cracked land and pointy rock, broken branches. And for what seems like another hour has passed, but this road is the only thing that has been consistent. Then you see the outline of what you believe to be the wall of a town. The closer you get, you look at this wall wrapped around some buildings, and the wall is made of loose lumber and cracked wood, reinforced with dirt and clay. You immediately sense a false sense of security looking at this wall. As you gaze upon it from the distance, you can't imagine that this wall could actually protect anyone.
Uh-huh.
So you are about, like, you can see it. It's like a couple 100 feet away, and you can kind of see like into the town, and the town looks very like broken. And in front of you, this dirt road leads into an open gate, but there is nobody at the gate. You don't see any guards. You don't see anybody walking into town.
Did we see the giant go into the town? Did he like
You do not
step over
see
the wall?
the giant.
What? Why not? We were tailing him the whole time.
When you guys went over a ridge and he was out of
Did he
view,
like disappeared?
he was gone.
Oh,
Yes.
Son of a gun. That's weird. Menace is like, huh?
You hear sounds coming from the town, and you could kind of see, like, the wall is like kind of blocking for what you can see. So when you looking through this wide open gate, there's no door, there's no guards. You do see like this silhouette of beings walking around. You do hear some noise, maybe some chatter or sounds of a town beyond its walls, but that's what you can get.
So the town looks broken. It doesn't look like much, but we're
Right.
hearing sounds from it.
Yeah, like you hear sounds from within the town. It's a couple 100 feet away, so you're hearing like very vague sounds, but you're hearing sounds of like nobody's trying to hide what they're doing. You can't see anything, but you do like hear movement.
As you're thinking about what's going on, Armos, you just see Minus, Reginald, and Sid have meandered forward, going sing a Sid.
I look at Drell. I look at Drell and I'm like, you know what? Maybe we're in hell. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
So we proceed kind of carefully up to this town to like look around, I guess.
Minus is not. He's just.
The three of you approach the town. And as you approach the town gate, there are no guards at its entrance. Through the opening, you can see a town of thatched roofs and loose stone buildings, fallen stone buildings. Homes have looked to be built of whatever thing they could find to hold it up. No two buildings look the same, as they all look to be built by hand, whether bad or worse. And as you look through the gate, you do see the silhouette of people walking around. It's not crowded by any means, but there are cloaked figures walking. And as you walk through the gate, there is a large shack to the side of you. And as you look to the left, you see this giant scrunched up inside of the shack, looking out. And he looks at you three to go, "Oh, we got visitors. We don't get many of those around here. I haven't seen you before." And it's just this giant sitting, like really scrunched up. His knees are up to his chin. And above you, misspelled, it says guardhouse.
Hi, friend. Hail. Good to see ya. You are friendly, right?
Fallen. And he points to him. He points to his nose.
What does that mean?
Fallen. And he points to himself again. And then he notices Drell and he goes, "Fallen," and points to him.
Drell, you know this guy?
No, Drell. I tap myself. My name's Drell.
Oh.
I lean over to Minus and go, "What a fucking idiot."
And he looks at the three of you, glowing. And he points to you, Minus, and he like taps you on like the head. And his hand is massive. His whole fingertip is like the size of like your body. And he goes, "Glowing. Unusual." And he realizes that you're being glowing because of the feather in your hat. The feather that's like in your horns, your relic.
You're like this. Check out my mace. And he goes, "Shing!" and puts his
Oh.
mace above his head.
Ormos, what is with this guy?
I don't know.
I like this guy. He turns
Hey, you didn't happen to see a bag on the road, did you? You didn't happen to touch my bag, did you?
We saw you. We did see you from afar. Put your bag down, and as you walked away, it did tumble. As you walked away, yeah.
Oh, you didn't go in it, did you?
No.
Minus,
You weren't in my bag?
Minus, you're covered in shit that literally poured out of his bag.
Nope.
All right, better not have been. And he like squints at you a little more, Minus. And as you're talking to him, you hear another voice, a scraggly voice, a little bit of a whine to it. And he comes around from the back of the shack, and it is a fully cloaked figure with a plague doctor mask, big old hood. And you notice that his hands are sticking out. His hands are gloved, but out from his hands, from the gloves where the sleeve of his jacket is, are a bunch of black feathers sticking out.
God, here we
Goes,
go.
Charlie, why'd you cut him a break, all right? They're not going to harm you. And you see this
Yes, Sully.
cloaked figure walk to a broken carriage that has two different shaped wheels, and he throws the crate on. Well, this is the oddest bunch I've ever seen walk through these old gates. What are you guys doing here?
Just walking around, soaking in the moonlight.
So he looks at Minas and Armos, and you can't see any facial expression from him because he's wearing a plague doctor mask. Can't say I ever had a fallen gentleman speak for its owners. So what are the two of you doing here?
The fuck did you just say? Hey, listen, buddy. And I fucking tap him on the chest and say, I'm not owned by anybody besides these guns. And I flex my biceps.
I will say other than Sully here, I haven't seen a fellow quite as large and massive as you. He pokes you with the tip of his plague doctor mask. He goes, well, hey, listen, to each their own. Who am I to judge?
Yeah. You're pretty high on the meter. Fuck around and find out.
Minas peeks out from behind Drill. Hey, what did you mean by own?
Well, fallen. And you see the giant go, fallen, and he points to himself. Fallen usually hang out with those. Wait a minute. And he looks at you, Minas, and he notices that you're glowing. He goes, oh. And he goes to his cart, and he takes a tarp out, and he throws it over you, Minas. And he cloaks you, and your snout just comes out. And he whispers, he goes, you're just visiting, aren't you?
Oh, yes, we're on vacation. To
here?
This place. Where are we?
Yeah, my parents have a summer house here.
We don't want to cause you any trouble. And we don't want to have trouble caused by you here. Okay? Now, I'm a little bit more of a free thinker. My mind is open. My third eye. I believe birds of a feather flock together. But some of the people in this town aren't as understanding, and they don't take kindly to life walkers around here. If you want to blend in, you better get the gist, and you better catch up. While you're in this town, he's your fallen, and you two are mercs. Understand?
I'm gonna be honest, you gotta explain to us like we're children. What do those two words mean in this town?
It's not what it means in this town, it's what it means to the queen. To all that live in its shadow.
The queen? Wait, like...
Tell you what. Go ahead. I have a little shop in town for mercs. And those who, when Sully trips and, stubs his toe, you come over and visit me, okay? We'll talk a little more in private. It's called a near-death experience. All right?
Wait, what's your name?
Friends call me Berthy. And he takes off his plague doctor mask and poof, right in your face because he's so close. Black ruffled crow feathers flare out and reveal an abnormally large beak. The more you look, you notice some of his feathers are highlighted with gray, showing old age, as you may know this as a kenku. My name's Berthy. Coming over and visit my garden, or my garden, the near-death experience. It's in a town, you can't really miss it. It's the only one that doesn't look like it's completely falling apart here. It has a large pumpkin in the back. I'm very proud of it. You also see like a large shed for Sully when he goes to sleep at night. So why don't you go ahead and visit me there, and perhaps we can help you. And if I were you, I would keep that der Schmelik under wraps. And he points to your relic that's in your horn.
Oh, okay. Should I just hide it somewhere?
Yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't flash that around here.
How's this? He sticks it in his pocket.
We'll talk
You're gonna
later.
have to explain. Yeah.
We'll talk later. And you see that he picks up. You see that he puts his plague doctor mask back on, and he shoves his feathers back into his plague doctor mask. And he goes to his cart, and he picks it up, and Sully helps him, and he goes, okay, you three be safe. Boom, boom. And you see that the two of them go over this loose bridge that goes over a little bit of a cracked ground, what you think you hear flowing water from, and into the town. and he goes deeper, and he loses you in what the town square, and you start to see more people in the area that he's in. Like over this bridge is where like cloaked figures walking around, and you notice some of them through the hoods. A lot of them have beaks, and it looks like most of them are the same race as the figure you just met. And with that said, that is where we're going to end this session.
Well, I don't think we are in Kansas anymore. You were right.
Wonder if he's got a son or a grandkid named Benji or something.
I thought that was about to be it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask him, but he walked away too fast.
I feel like I know when you wrote this. Was it around Halloween?
Nope.
I know.
That is the end of episode 49.
Here we go.
ShadowFell. Oh my god, what a good one. I love
First
ShadowFell
one
so much.
in the books, man.
The bag, man. Oh, man.
The bag, man.
Brag man.
I wanted to jump back in that shit and beat his ass.
Yeah, I was
like-
hoping he'd still be there.
Bagman is fun. I knew Dan was. Well, I mean, we'll talk about more of this in the after show,
Yeah.
of course. But you said it. I'm like, okay, I'll allow him to know what the Bagman is in some way. It's fine.
Yo, way to metagame, Dan.
Yeah.
Guys, make
Oh,
sure
he
you
doesn't
add
know the
him in
stat
Discord for it.
I
I have no idea what I didn't know if there was a specific stat block or it was more just like basic.
he's fun. He's fun. I was
Okay.
like, oh, I gotta kick this off with that. They'll never see it coming. They'll never see it coming. Oh man. But yeah, welcome to ShadowFell. Oh,
Good to be here.
Mm-hmm.
and you guys
Thanks for
met
having
Sully.
us.
I'm so happy you met Sully. Farted.
We will be releasing on YouTube. Look out for it. We will be releasing a 1 hour loop of boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Mm.
Sully's new hit single.
It's for whenever you want to pull your fucking hair out of your head and
Mm-hmm.
throw your face through drywall.
Oh, now we
Just
have
listen to that.
50,
Oh man.
50 hours of Sully humming that you can study to.
Every day we're just gonna release a longer version.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually
Oh, man.
took my headphones out while you guys were doing that. I couldn't handle it anymore.
That's fair.
Why? He's just singing along. He's singing his own
I
tune.
could not handle it anymore.
I don't think you swore, by the way, Tony. I'm proud of you.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
Rated PG. Wait, I think you did curse. PG
Oh,
13.
no,
definitely. Oh,
I
definitely did.
We
I
got our
definitely
one.
did. That was
He
sarcasm.
did within the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck? The amount of times I've heard Drell go, hey, what the fuck?
Drell's gonna have a real hard time in this town. I can tell already.
Well,
Oh.
thanks for listening, everybody.
Well, does anybody have anything we want to send off with? You know what? I do.
Mm.
404pod.com. Go ahead and check it out. You can find everything you need about DND404 at 404pod.com. You can catch up on the latest news through our various social links there. You can listen to the episodes right from our website. And you can also check out that sweet, sweet merch. It is pretty sweet and very comfortable.
And constantly updating.
And constantly updating. Yeah, thank you, Jared. Thank you. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Adios.
Now it's time to shout out our Patreon supporters, starting with the newest member of the Bloodshard Bandits. Ulrich Shieldust is offering a reward for his missing blacksmith hammer. It's a gold hammer with a black, leather-wrapped handle. He advises whomever finds it to not forge with it, as it may create some, issues. Next is the Sidgwick College alumni. Artemis loves working at the Sidgwick College, but many don't know he moonlights on the side as a bouncer for an underground fight club. Last night, he had to step into the ring himself because an audience member jumped into the octagon. Work quickly became play as onlookers began cheering for Artemis and betting on the match. He made it out of the ring a few bruises bigger and several gold wealthier. Alara Dawnstar has been training hard for her upcoming Dragon Chess match with Minas. While training, her peace was interrupted yet again by a giant snake with a weird obsession with itself. It kept showing Alara a self-portrait, and after several shrugs, the snake slithered off. Alara was incredibly confused, but soon turned her attention back to the inevitable battle she would have with Minas later. Robert Crisp is an artificer who has just moved to the city of Aramore. Performing odd jobs for its citizens, Robert hopes to raise enough money to fund their wacky projects and produce magical inventions to aid cooks and bartenders alike. Robert's recent invention was a rocket-boosted mini-cart meant to carry flagons of ale across bar tops. Julius Kendrick sneaks through the shadows with a green lantern in hand, blood dripping down his forearm. ShadowFell is dangerous to some, but almost comforting to him. And though many dangerous creatures lurk about, most slink back into the darkness as Julius passes by. And now it's time to shout out our Humbrea's heroes. Alex Judge Dredd has just put up wanted posters for a group of thieving were-ravens. If you know the whereabouts of these jazzy birds, please seek out Sir Dredd so he may bring them to justice. Man with Glass is currently on trial for attacking Man with Stones. He claims Man with Stones threw rocks at his house. Man with Stones said it was stupid of him to build a glass house next to a lake, and another fight broke out. Enter Rains, the newly appointed weather sorcerer of Gilo. It has been a dry few months, and Frederick Juniper hopes that a new hire will be able to whip up some storm clouds. Thank you again, and we'll see you next episode.